Hi YouTube, welcome back. Oh my god, no, we have to redo that. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to be doing something definitely different than what I have done in the past. We're doing a bit of a tutorial for you today, and we're covering a bit of Titanfall gaming theory that I kind of coined routing. Essentially, what routing is it is planning out pre-made routes that you have practiced, rehearsed, in order to be the most efficient on those maps. And this is part of a new video series that I've been working on, which has been asked for a lot by my community in my Discord and in my other platforms. Reason being is because I talk about it on my Twitch all the time, and I do this stuff on my Twitch all the time. So if you guys want to see me practice these routes and show you how to do these routes live and in games, please go follow my Twitch if you have not already. Link will be in the description, or twitch.tv/kidhines_. It's on the screen right now. Go follow. With that being said, we're going to jump into the video. Basically what this is, we're going over 3 maps and we're doing 3 to 4 routes. I'm showing you how to do those routes, how they are used in the game, and why you should be practicing them. If you guys would like to see this more focused educational content, please let me know down in the comments below, or if you would rather see some like live gameplays where I'm commentating over the movement that I'm doing in actual PvP games, also let me know down in the comments below. But I'm not going to waste any more of your time because I know this video is very, very long already. If you end up liking the video, please do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot with the algorithm. And if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell right next to it to make sure you never miss a post of mine in the future ever again. And now for the video. Okay, so we're here in the gauntlet, and I just kind of wanted to hang out with my friend Lastimosa for a good luck charm right before we go into a video. And just what I always do, you know, give him a little...
All done with the gauntlet?
I was talking, my guy.
Hang on, I want to run it some more. No problem. I'll be here when you're ready.
Thanks, thank you for the permission. I'm gonna go now, and let's jump into the video. So just a really quick preface as to what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing 3 routes, 3 maps. Each route is going to have a different function and varying difficulty. I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to explain why I do them. And then I am going to explain how to practice them and or how to use them in different situations. Alright, route number 1, which I will just be doing over and over in a symmetrical pattern until we are done explaining it. This is going to be your beginner route for this video. Now the reason I say this is beginner is because this is a fairly easy route to do. Wall kicking, like perfect wall kicking aside, this is a fairly easy route to do. And it's probably one of the most basic for this map, seeing as this map is symmetrical. That is really important, by the way, the fact that this map is symmetrical. It allows you to create routes that are going to work on both sides, serve the same function on both sides, and of course they're not going to change in difficulty at all because they are the exact same on both sides. Now, the reason I have this route as the beginner one is because it is pretty much like the most basic low-risk, high-reward route you can do. What I mean by that is it's not hard, right? We have lots of walls the entire time. We have a wall we can jump on the entire time. We barely ever slide hop because there are just high walls at every turn and just point throughout this route. The only time we slide hop, I think, is right here. I think this is the only time we slide hop, or the only time we have to slide hop, is right there in the middle. Other functions for this route, at least the ones that I think are the most important, is it's a very safe route, and I kind of messed up here, but I'll get back on it. Super safe route, right? There's no spawn over here, and typically it's a pretty low traffic area. You might run into 1, maybe 2 people in these areas because there are no spawns right next to them, so people aren't inclined to go right in there. The biggest safe aspect of this route is right here in these hallways. High walls, only 3 points of entry, all very spread out in a hallway blocked off from the rest of the map. Very simple, very easy, very safe. That is why we have it basically 3rd on the list here, although it is still very, very useful. It gets you into either spawn from either side of the map. Obviously this is symmetrical, you're going to see a theme here. And just overall, pretty solid route. Let's jump into route number 2. Okay, route number 2, definitely a little bit harder. Definitely a little bit up there on basically skill floor requirements to be able to do the route correctly. Now, the reason I have this one on here as number 2 and not number 1, because obviously it is a little bit harder with the air strafing, is because there's one at the end that I do on my live streams all the time. But let's explain the purpose of this route. Basically, it's very convenient for the start because a lot of people spawn right there in the back, either at the beginning of the game or multiple points during the game. What I mean is this spawn right here. You spawn here all the time on this map. If you're dying a lot, you get this spawn a lot. Now, the reason it's very convenient also is because there's a zipline to start your momentum, which is some of the fastest raw momentum you can get without using a tactical or a grenade or anything to boost you. So that's why, you know, it's convenience reason number 2. Convenience reason number 3, it's pretty safe, especially at the beginning of the game. You get launched up very, very high, and you get a lot of speed, and there's lots of walls for you to work with after you get off of the zipline. So there's convenience reason number 3. The purpose that it serves is to get from one point of the map to the other very, very quickly and pretty safely. We are still avoiding that little mid lane right there by going here. And when you come over here and you jump off this top bit, you can even stop and peek into this, and you have an easy, you have an easy line of sight break. If they see you right here, no problem. Jump down, go in here. No big deal. This is one I use a lot right off of that spawn, so take note of that whenever you spawn there, that walking, especially if you spawn like right here, walking 10 feet over to this zipline to give you a much better route is totally, totally fine, and you should take advantage of it more often. Now that we've kind of explained the very basics of this route, we're going to go ahead and jump into number 3 because this is already taking longer than I thought. Okay, all right, chill out. Route number 3, I know, probably the hardest thing I do in this game. This is by far one of the harder routes that I have made for myself in this game, and I still can't get it every single time. I can get it a lot, but not every single time. Now, I am going to do some ridiculous route like this in every single one of the maps that we do here. The reason that I have this is because this is, what you should be working towards as far as routing goes. How and why you would use this route is extremely aggressive pushing into their spawn. I pretty much only use this once per game, and it's right at the beginning. And what it does is you throw the gravity star right here, and you basically sit behind this wall until it explodes, and then boom, you're in their spawn before they even leave their spawn. So the point is to catch the enemy team off guard, and you can even just keep the momentum and go through back here and then hop on this zipline, and now you're behind them in their spawn before most of them have likely left their spawn. Typically, I'll just jump into the kill box once I have this once I have this much momentum, and I will just try and kill everyone as fast as possible with the speed that I got from this route. Now, the way to practice this is go on the zipline right before you're about to leave the zipline, throw the grab. Immediately once you've thrown it, you have to jump off the zipline. I messed it up, but that's okay. Immediately once you have thrown the grab, pretty much right at this box right here is where you want to aim for, right here. Jump off the zipline, hit the wall kick right there, and when you come down, by the time you hit the ground, the gravity star should be swelling and about to explode, and it'll boost you off right here. You'll immediately hit this left wall and then this right wall, and then you can just kind of keep moving forward. Now, obviously, I'm doing this with absolutely perfect wall kicks, so you're not going to look like this your first time through, and this one definitely takes a lot of practice. I think other routes you can kind of pick up by doing over and over, just kind of passively. You're not even thinking about doing the route, but you're doing it and getting that muscle memory down. For this one, you have to sit here and work at this. You can't just do this a couple of times in a regular match, because even right there, that was pretty sloppy. I'm doing it, I'm going fast, but it's gonna take some practice. Now, I think you could probably see where this is going, but I wanted to throw it out there before the video starts and you think I'm repetitive. That mid-rail is going to be the center of our attention on this map. Anyway, let's get to it. First route, here we go. Okay, first Eden route is just the big monorail push. The reason I have this as the easiest one in the game, first of all, you can just go down the monorail with slide hopping. You can literally just take the monorail and slide hop from spawn to spawn, no problem. But that leaves you pretty exposed. But luckily, there's a bunch of really high walls all throughout. There's 4 main contact points that you can use to get through this rail. And in the clip that I showed you showcasing the route, I also did little hits off the side here. I did something I like to call copy kicks, is where you jump off of one wall and you have enough momentum and air time to where you can jump back onto that very same wall like I'm doing right now. I added that in there, and that's a little bit more difficult, but we're going to keep this as the easiest one in the game because of how simple it can be. You can just add a lot to it, and that's why it's important for me to show you the basic monorail thing, because I want you to keep in mind that there's a lot of variety in this. Jump down right here, hit the monorail, hit the wall, hit the monorail again, and then jump back up. Like, the variation and utility and diversity within this route is very, very huge. You can even start on top of the monorail, and you can use a grab boost, a grapple, stem, whatever you want to do. Break line of sight as you need. You can go below the rail and back up on top of the rail, whatever you need to do. The way you practice this is just that. Go into a private match and hit every different wall you possibly can on the monorail. Make sure that you're going through every variant of this route so you really have a diverse toolkit when you're using the route. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get into route number 2. All right, route number 2, fairly simple. Heinz, that didn't take a lot at all. Why is that a route? I will tell you why that's a route. It is a very simple, short, spawn to spawn that is very, very useful. Reason it's very, very useful is because you're jumping over a lot of things and only exposing yourself for not that long. So let's do this again. We start on this wall, jump off of this through a tree to try and break as much line of sight as possible, and then wall kick, wall kick. You're only exposed for about 2 seconds, and then you're looking into one of the easiest spawns of all time. And as far as reversing this route goes, I usually stem or use a grab boost to get off of this roof. Any kind of movement utility, and then I will hop here, back through the tree, and boom, I'm into this spawn, kind of a choke right here that I hit people in. This is very, very useful. I am a huge fan of line of sight breaking and using your movement to move stealthily throughout the map and making sure that you have the safest rotation as possible to get yourself into the best position as possible. Now, obviously, there's more than 3 routes per map, you guys, but I just want to show you some very, very useful ones that I use in order to be the most effective on these maps. Let's go ahead and jump into route number 3 now that that is out of the way. All right, route number 3, also simple, spawn to spawn, safe rotation. Now, I make my routes on certain maps based on spawn probability, is I guess what we could call that. And basically, when I spawn right here, in this little back spawn underneath the monorail here, there's probably not gonna be enemies there, and there's probably not gonna be enemies there, because the spawn is too close. What it usually means is there's going to be enemies way over there where we ended the route, or enemies way over there where we started route number 2. So the point of using this route is, once again, very, very safe, lots of line of sight breaks. We're hugging this wall, we're staying within these pillars so that if somebody is shooting at us, it's hard to do so. And then we're not going to go to the left, which would be easy. We get right here, we look into the spawn, there's not a lot of places to go. What we're going to do is we're going to go right, bounce off of this wall, hit the monorail, get up on top of high ground where we can kind of peek out past this slant a little bit, peek up, hit the monorail if we have to, peek up, hit out here if we have to. And if they're pushing us, if there's like 5 or 6 people there and if you peek you're going to die, there is a lot of diversity in where they are going to go. They can go here, they can go off to the right, they can go up on top of the monorail, they can go below you here. They're going to spread out. You don't have to peek out and take as much as you possibly can, You're going to get overwhelmed. So allow them to spread out. Use the advantage you gave yourself by taking this route, getting right here, letting them spread out and taking them out one by one, as opposed to going right here and forcing yourself to take multiple fights at the same time with not a lot of places to go. Now, I know I said I was only going to do 3 per video, but I want to get one pretty advanced route done in this video for this specific map, so I'm going to show you guys that route right now. Kinds that literally looked exactly like route number 1. Yeah, it did, but this is a route that you should challenge yourself to do, because in route number 1, I touched the ground. In route number 2, I never touched the ground, and I used copy kicks, perfect wall kicks, combined with momentum gained from stem and or a grav boost, or a grapple, whatever. But I also never touched the top of this rail until I was at the very end of the rail, using copy kicks to carry myself from right here all the way to the end of the rail. Definitely one of the most advanced things you can do in this game, and on a map that doesn't really allow for extremely advanced movement techniques, using copy kicks, learning copy kicks, and using them well and in the right situations is probably the most advanced thing I can think of for this specific map. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this for utility base is because copy kicks are going to keep you low, centered to the side of the rail, not the top, and keep you out of sight from enemies, allowing you to push up on that annoying Spitfire camper or G2 camper that's been sitting at the back. You break line of sight every single time you go underneath, every time you bounce off of a wall, and then every time you jump up past the rail again, you can take pot shots, or you can just do copy kicks all the way until you hit that camper, and then you can kill them at close range with an SMG or shotgun or whatever you're using while you're moving fast. Now I'm going to try and speed up the last one. We're going to be doing it on dry dock, and I will be right back. Okay, route number 1, no stem or grapple required, and it's pretty simple aside from hitting some wall kicks in order to get the max height that you need from each jump. Basically, this is a rotation that I use all the time on this map in order to get me from one side of the map to the other, and the exact opposite side of the map. You know, we started at that spawn over there, way back there, and we are now ending looking into this spawn. This route is pretty exposed as far as how many people could shoot you, but the reason I have it on here as the least difficult is because the walls make it pretty easy to hit wall kicks. Right here we have a 45-degree angle going from one wall to another wall, and then that's going to dump you out in front of an easy wall kick onto a dropship, slide jump, and then another wall kick that's going to get you on top of the roof. So right here, this wall kick is easy to hit. Jump off, immediately jump off again. This wall kick, it lines you up pretty perfectly, and then you can use yourself to you can use that dropship to kind of reposition yourself in order to hit that wall kick perfectly. It doesn't even matter if you mantle right here, as long as you get up to the roof, because when you mantle, this is a slanted roof, right? So whoever's over there, they're going to have a weird look at you anyway, and you can crouch immediately after. And then if you kill them, or if there's no one there, come over here. Once again, we have a slant, easy peek into the spawn, and I use that route constantly. So there was route number 1 for you guys. Let's get number 2 going. All right, route number 2. This makes it a little bit more difficult and makes kind of the number 2 spot here because of the hallway movement and the pretty intense air strafing that we have to use in order to do this correctly. So I'm always going to hit that box at the start in order to get some speed, and then we jump through this hallway, get over the box, jump through that hallway, and then basically you can take whatever variant of the route you would like to get over into this spawn. But that is the purpose of this route. It is to take a very safe, protected, long rotation, but using the utility of all the walls within the hallways, you can get there pretty quickly if you get good wall kicks. Now, this is going to take some practice. This will definitely take some practice, and you can do whatever variant of it you would like, but taking this specific path gets you from right here, this side of the map, to over there, or any spawn in between. You know, that hallway spawn could be a thing. That blue spawn way back there could be a thing. This hallway spawn could be a thing. All of it is fine with this route because you can exit at any point in order to get to whatever spawn. If the spawn is right here, you can just take a hard right. I hit a wall, but that's okay. If the spawn is over there in blue, you could either come right here, you can get out and go over there, that's fine. Or you could take a hard right here, hit off this box, hit right here, and boom, you're looking into this spawn. Or if the spawn is way over here, you can keep going through that hallway there, and I make sure to use this hallway coming from right here all the way through. because there may be someone in the hallway here that I want to kill. There may be someone coming out of this hallway, and for me to approach them from this angle is much better than for me to approach them on the ground from that angle. That is way, way, way better. Now, as far as getting to that spawn, the reason I don't go through here is because this is a pretty decent choke. Everybody comes out right there with their gun ready to shoot you right here. If you're coming around, they may be right here able to look at you, but they're not going to expect you coming from a wall versus coming from a floor. So keep that in mind while practicing this route. Now that we have that semi-difficult route out of the way, I'm going to show you guys my start and route number 1 as far as difficulty goes on this map. And let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, route number 3. Replay it if you need to, but I am going to go back and try to do it for you again. I love that. That is one of my favorite routes in the entire game. And the reason is because you get a crazy amount of speed, and this spawn is really awkward, right? You have this like horseshoe right here, you have a hallway over there, you have a building right here. There's really not amazing movement opportunities, at least to go super, super fast off the start. So do grapple, grav boosting, stim, whatever you need to do, and you can stim from right here, jump to that wall with the stim momentum and jump over that roof. But what it allows you to do is get out of this pretty awful spawn very, very quickly. Of course, you have to do the route right if you want to actually get it done. And you shoot across this hallway, basically, before they even get to right here. Some of them get to right there. Grapple players will get out there and they'll be able to see you. For the most part, there's always going to be 3, 4, maybe even 5 people right where I'm standing that are not expecting someone to be in their spawn yet. And because you hit this wall and then this wall, you were pretty much above them shooting down, fish in a barrel out of the beginning of the game, guaranteeing at least 1 or 2 kills if your shot is on, of course. But that is definitely the most advanced thing I have for this map, aside from hallway movement, but I feel like that goes without saying, and I don't need to show you guys hallway movement. For the most part, most people aren't going to be able to do hallway movement, especially if you're on a controller. But even keyboard and mouse, hallway movement is a little bit too much to, you know, explain a single route for. So if you guys want to see some hallway movement routes and really tight corners guides for controllers, I'll be happy to make one of those, but there's too much information and too much of a learning curve there for me to just put it in one route and explain it in a minute worth of talking. So if you want to see that, comment down below. I will definitely make note of it. But those are my 3 routes for my 3 best movement maps. I think those are my 3 best movement maps at least. And I will be making this series, probably posting an episode from it at least once a week, doing all of the other maps, and whatever maps you would like to see me cover, please drop those in the comments down below as well. I am looking for inspiration as far as which maps people would like to see. So if you could do that, that'd be fantastic. And I'm kind of just messing around over here. But that's going to be it for the video. I know it's getting really long already, and I can't wait to edit this video and get it out to you guys. So until the next one, have a good one, guys.